morning. I'm here at the residence of Mr. Robert Gribbins. Address here, Robert, is, can you state your address for us?
11631 Ridge Run.
11631 Ridge Run in Houston. Robert has filed a complaint with policeabuse.com. My name is William Albright. I'm the private investigator taking his statement. We're going to be talking to Robert. We're going to be talking to the other witnesses. But Robert, I'd like you to tell me a little bit about yourself. What do you do for a living? At least prior to the date of the beating, how were you employed?
I owned a landscape business. I did construction for a couple years.
Okay.
Out of town work.
All right. You're married?
I've been married for a few months. Been with my wife for 8 years.
Okay. So you've been knowing Dosha for 8 years. You guys decided to make it official. You married 2 months ago.
Yep.
And I guess you got married, what, maybe about a month before the beating occurred,
Probably
roughly.
about 2 months.
Yeah. Now, the beating that we were referring to happened March 26th of this year, just about a month ago.
Yeah, on for her birthday.
You took her out for her birthday celebration.
Right.
Everything okay as far as the relationship, the marriage? You guys were in a pretty good mood, upbeat, decided to go out, have a little fun on her birthday.
Yeah, we rented a limousine, had our own VIP section.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you guys go?
We went to a club called Candy.
Okay. What time did you get there?
I believe we got there around 11.
Okay. Tell me who else was there with you besides your wife. You had.
There was about 10 of us.
Okay.
My sister, her boyfriend.
Now your sister is Melinda Kimmy,
Yes.
and who is her boyfriend?
I don't know his name.
Okay.
I don't think it's her boyfriend. I think they were just
Okay.
a couple men.
All right. Okay. Your sister was there, Melinda Kimmy. Of course, your wife Dosha was there.
Right.
Who else was there?
My sister's next door neighbor and her husband,
Okay.
KP and Kobe.
Okay.
My wife's best friend, Pamela, and her husband, Paul.
Okay. They all are witnesses.
Yes,
To
we
what
all
happened
rolled up
to
there
you.
together.
Okay.
Thought we were going to leave together, but that didn't happen.
Okay. Tell me how this whole thing unfolded in your own words.
It was probably a little after 1.
Okay.
My wife and my sister were on the dance floor dancing, having fun, and I was at the bar getting a drink, I think, trying to get a water because we were getting ready to leave. And I would keep an eye on my wife, and I seen a guy, a black male, approach him, messing with my sister and my wife. And then my wife said something to him, and he left. A couple minutes later, he came back, and that's when I stepped in between them, and we got into a verbal confrontation.
What did he say? Did he say anything?
Honestly,
to you?
I couldn't remember because the music was playing. He was kind of arguing and I was arguing, like, hey, look, what the hell are you doing? Cussing at him, and he was cussing back at me.
You were doing what any man would do if they
Yeah.
saw
So I do
another
brushing up on
strange
my wife.
male coming up and messing with your wife.
Exactly.
Hey, back off. This is my wife here.
And my sister too, and she's
And your
a
sister.
sheriff deputy.
Okay. And your sister is Melinda Kimmy,
Melinda Kimmy,
employed as a
Harris County Sheriff.
Harris County Sheriff's Officer. Okay.
And by that time, my sister, my wife, they kind of separated us. And I believe I'm not too sure, but I believe another friend of mine was separating us. And as soon as I went to turn around, from behind, I got attacked. I don't know, I believe it was 2 people. One had a stick, jammed it in my throat, picked me up off my feet. The other one grabbed my arms behind my back, and they drug me out backwards towards the front door. And they threw me on the ground, and like 6 more jumped on top of me, dropped elbows, knees, hit me with the club. My eye was swollen shut. They had me on the ground, my hands sprawled out, ripping my head, like pulling it to my back while I was on the ground. And a couple had my legs, a couple had my arms. That's when I went unconscious.
Okay.
And then I believe my wife was in there trying to yell at them to get them off me because I wasn't doing nothing wrong. And they picked me up and threw me in the cop car. This is only what I remember because I went unconscious. So they threw me in the car, my hands to my feet, took me around a corner somewhere, put my wife in another cop car, is what she told me, and we went to another parking lot where nobody was at because we were in a club. We went to a vacant parking lot, and I remember them pulling me out the car, and then I got hit in the head with something, and I think I went out again. And I woke up on the way to jail.
Okay. That night, you had drinks, I'm sure, because
We had a few drinks.
They served drinks at the bar.
Yeah.
Did you do any illegal drugs that
No
night?
drugs, no nothing.
No marijuana, no drugs, no
marijuana,
speed, no
cocaine,
nothing.
no nothing.
Had some alcohol, like every other patron in the place did.
We had 1 bottle of Grey Goose, 1 bottle of Patron, and a bottle of Bacardi. We were all sharing. We got in our own VIP section.
Okay, so you weren't among the general crowd. You had a special section
Right.
there in the club,
Right.
blocked off for your
Right.
party.
Yes, and every once in a while we go out there to the dance floor.
What did the management seem to do when you were
He was real
getting
worried.
beat?
He was, from what I heard, he was trying to
Trying to calm
what's
it
going
down?
on? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I never had a chance to see him.
Okay. Okay. You were in jail for how long?
I believe overnight, 24 hours. I got bonded out.
Okay. When you got out, did you go get treated for your medical beating?
I went straight to the emergency room.
Okay.
My whole right side was just tore up.
How did they? What did they say about you? What were your injuries?
I had neck injuries. I had muscle spasm. I had hematoma to the head. I'm not too familiar with the doctors.
Okay. Well, I tell you what. Yeah, and we don't have to go into the medical technical part of it right now. Suffice it to say that you were severely beaten.
Oh yes, severely.
Yeah. You're still suffering from those injuries today, aren't you?
The doctor said it may be permanent paralysis on the right side.
Permanent? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think you've described the situation very accurately, very succinctly, and I might add, Robert, very eloquently. You were direct and to the point. While we have you on tape here, what do you think brought this on? I mean, can you give me some kind of opinion as to why? Because that's what I'm sitting here, I'm scratching my head.
Yeah.
Why this would have happened?
I believe the only thing that I can think of was the guy I was arguing with that was messing with my wife and my sister was an undercover police officer. They were doing some kind of sting in there because they had a few of them in there which my witnesses could tell that they were wearing regular clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And they pulled their badges out from under their shirts on a chain.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe he was an undercover police officer, and I was getting into it with him.
He may have thought you were part of something that they were investigating, maybe? I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. They could be, but
Yeah.
there's nothing I'm doing illegal for them to
You weren't
investigate.
selling any drugs, you weren't doing any drugs, you were there having a good time.
Yep, that's all we were doing.
Okay. Robert, I think you've summarized everything very well. With your permission, I'd like to turn the camera off, and perhaps I could say a few words, ask your wife a few questions about what she observed.
Not a problem.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.